The CIA's most covert operations are often those that never see the light of day, existing in the deepest corners of intelligence, hidden from the public eye, and even from many within the agency itself. In the 1990s, one of the most secretive and deadly programs was born. A program so classified that it was designed to eradicate threats before they could even materialize. This was Operation Black Seal, a secret initiative that didn't just gather intelligence, but orchestrated the targeted elimination of foreign leaders, activists, and anyone who posed a significant threat to U.S. interests. For years, Black Seal agents operated in silence, inserted into foreign governments, operating under deep cover. Their true identities and missions known only to a select few within the agency. These operatives were not only experts in espionage, they were trained in the art of assassination, skilled in eliminating targets with precision and secrecy. Their training wasn't just about surveillance or infiltration. It was about executing an order swiftly and with devastating effect, ensuring that no evidence was ever left behind. These agents, chosen from the CIA's most elite ranks, were the ones sent into hostile territories, often with nothing more than a name and a photograph, tasked with carrying out a mission so classified that even those within the CIA were kept in the dark about its true scope. The Black Seal program was so secretive that it was disconnected from the traditional CIA command structure. Agents involved in the program were often unaware of the full extent of the operation, with only a few individuals at the top of the CIA knowing the program's true nature. The secrecy was built into the very fabric of Black Seal. Agents were often told only the information they needed to complete their mission. Nothing more, nothing less. Even the CIA's top brass didn't know who had been targeted until after the operation was complete. The agency's actions in Operation Black Seal were meant to be clean, precise, and most importantly, untraceable. Targets were often political leaders or activists deemed to be a threat to American interests, whether through their alignment with adversarial nations or their ability to disrupt the geopolitical balance. These figures, without public knowledge, their weakness exploited, and their failed sealed without trial. The program was so well hidden that when agents returned from their missions, they didn't carry a trail of paper or digital evidence. Instead, they carried only redacted documents, codes, and ciphers that hid the truth even further. For years, Black Seal agents operated under the radar, eliminating targets across the globe, in Eastern Europe, in the Middle East, in Africa, wherever American interests were threatened. These agents were dispatched, often with little more than a name and a vague directive, In some cases, the targets were foreign leaders of rogue states, while in others, it was activists whose influence could shift the balance of power. In every instance, the goal was the same: to neutralize the threat before it could escalate into something far worse. The true extent of Operation Black Seal remains a mystery, even to this day. There are no public records, no declassified files detailing the number of lives taken, the operations carried out, or the extent of the program's reach. The documents that once existed have either been destroyed or heavily redacted, leaving behind only cryptic references that hint at the program's existence. The CIA went to great lengths to ensure that the details of Black Seal would never surface, destroying all records, deleting files, and silencing any agents who dare speak out. But even with the program buried, rumors persisted. Whispers from former agents, retired operatives, and anonymous sources hinted at the dark side of the CIA's operations. For those few who knew about Black Seal, the memories were often too dangerous to share. The agents who operated within the program were sworn to secrecy, their lives inextricably linked to the missions they carried out. Some of them returned to the shadows, erased from the agency's records, while others were quietly reassigned to other operations, their identities changed to protect them from the very program they had been a part of. The CIA's effort to cover up the Black Seal program were meticulous. The agency couldn't affect or afford the blowback if it was ever discovered that they had sanctioned assassinations without any oversight, without any accountability. The program was not just about removing individuals. It was about sending a clear message. Those who threaten American interest will not survive. It was about exercising power and control over the shadows, deciding the fate of individuals without ever publicly acknowledging the agency's involvement. Even now, with the program buried under layers of secrecy, there are still whispers, incomplete files tucked away in forgotten corners, and anonymous sources who refuse to let the truth remain hidden. Some of the files were burned, others destroyed, and some were left behind in the most sensitive corners of the intelligence community, waiting for someone brave enough to uncover them. The true member of Black Sea operations may never be known. How many leaders fell at the hands of CIA's agents is a question that remains unanswered. But one thing is clear: Operation Black Seal was one of the most deadly and secretive programs ever initiated by the CIA, and its legacy continues to haunt the agency. Its history is lost in redacted documents and erased records, but the implications of its actions still reverberate in the world of secret operations. And so, the operations remain a mystery, hidden behind a veil of secrecy that the CIA has carefully constructed over decades. The few who know about it are gone. Their voice is silenced by fear, secrecy, and a promise never to speak. But the questions still remain. What did the CIA do in the name of national security? And how far did it go to ensure those secrets never come to light? Operation Black Seal was more than just an intelligence program. It was a dark chapter in the CIA's history. A program that defined the agency's willingness to go to extremes to protect its interests, no matter the cost. And for those who were caught in its web, it was the end of a life that had been erased from history before it had even begun. For more stories like this, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. See you next time.